Hello, everyone. It's nice to be back with you here at the Point of View podcast, where everything we tell you is true.
From a certain point of view.
Yes, from a certain point of view. Well, it's part 2 of our sort of 3-part series, you could say, with this current Marvel status. Obviously, the last
3 parts.
Well, yeah, because the last episode we recorded was the preparation for Captain Marvel,
okay.
And now we are all fresh off of seeing Captain Marvel, which was fantastic. But before we get into those topics about our new heroine, Miss Carol Danvers, we of course have Cameron joining us again.
Hello.
Good to have you back, buddy.
It's good to be back. Thank you for inviting me to.
Absolutely, Jerrod. How you doing, my man?
I'm here.
My partner in crime. How was your Saturday?
It was pretty fine. I woke up at a certain point.
There you
go.
At a certain point.
Yeah, no, I had to
Suddenly, I was awake.
I had to make a call
He's
and do
quoting
some
The
stuff
Office.
this morning. Yeah, I got it.
But before we get into Captain Marvel, we try to start off our shows with a little bit of witty banter, or just banter. And Cam, you got a really awesome Uber story from Northern California to share with us.
Okay.
I don't know if it's awesome, but I think it's just I think everybody probably has had this kind of experience with Uber. I was down in California visiting some family for a few days, and I have a couple of friends that I wanted to go see, and there wasn't a whole lot of vehicles available for just my use. So I was like, I'll just take an Uber. It's not really that far. It's like 20, 30 minutes. It's whatever. I don't really care. So I get this Uber and I wait outside, and so they finally come, and I get in the back seat, and I guess somebody had left their phone from the previous ride, and that's happened before. It's even happened to me, unfortunately, and so the person who had left their phone in their car, whoever they were with, they were calling the phone, just trying to see where it was. Maybe they lost it in the apartment or the house or wherever they were at. And the Uber driver had the phone up in the front dash or seat next to him, and so the phone just kept ringing and ringing and ringing, and I could hear it. I thought it was his phone at first, but I realized, somebody left their phone here. Okay, and so he finally picks it up and he's trying to answer, but it's it's a first generation touch screen phone, so the haptics are just terrible.
It was almost like a flip phone, right?
It was
with the
Hold
touch
on.
screen.
Wait, what?
It was a grandma's phone.
It was like an old grandma, okay, hey grandma. Let's
Those
get
still
you.
exist?
Yeah, it was one of those.
Was it a Palm Pilot?
No, dude, I used to have a Palm
Yeah,
Pilot.
so did I.
Was it Sidekick?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it was one of those off-brand Walmart cell phone
Okay.
phones,
Came out of a Lego set.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he's trying to answer it, so he can't figure out how to answer it, so he hands the phone to me. He gives me the phone. He's like, "Here, you answer. I'm like, "Okay, this is not."
Wait,
happening.
hold on. What did he say?
He said, "You answer."
No.
He was a foreign gentleman. Okay.
There we go. The ethnicity is important.
Oh my god.
No, hang on. Not in terms of stereotyping, but in terms of communication styles versus very, very direct people from certain areas of the world versus very subtle and passive aggressive people of the world. But anyways, keep
get
going.
yeah. So he
You
hands me
answered.
the
You
phone.
answered.
He hands me the phone, and I'm like, "This is not real. This is not happening. Whatever." So as I'm not a techie kind of guy, but it's not this. It's not that hard to answer. It's you just push the green
press
and
a
slide
button.
it down.
Yeah.
You just slide it. And so I answer the phone. As soon as I answer the phone, he pulls over to the shoulder, and he stops. And I'm looking at this guy, and I'm talking to the person, and I answer the phone. I'm like, "Hey, sorry, you left your phone in here. I don't really know the protocol and what to do here because the Uber guy's not really helping out all that much." And so
The Uber guy's just making this awkward situation worse,
he handed
right?
me the phone, and I'm like, "What do you want me to do, man? This is your thing." And so I'm like, if you want, I can hold on to the phone for you. It seems like you don't live that far away because the Uber only took 2 minutes to get to my house.
Right.
I could drop the phone off later. So, but the guy cuts me off. He's like, "No, I report the phone. And I can't give you the phone. I already reported it to Uber." And I'm like, "All right, man, why don't you just say that in the first place? Why'd you let me
Waste all this
Yeah,
time.
trying to figure out, okay, where do you live? Okay, yeah, I can probably do that. But yeah, so I'm like, all right, hey, hope this works out for you, trying to get your phone back, from the Uber driver.
Godspeed.
Yeah. And so like I hang up and I give him back the phone, and so like I'm like, you can go ahead and keep going, because he's still pulled over at this point. And I'm like, yeah, I've got places to be, like, you don't really need to pull over. And so like, I'm never gonna see this guy again. I don't really have a filter. Like, I know I probably shouldn't operate that way, but it's kind of been a long day. I just want to get to where I'm going. And so he's going, and like a couple minutes pass by, and his phone rings. He doesn't answer it the first time.
Right.
But the second time it rings, he answers it, and guess what he does?
He hands it to you, doesn't he?
No.
Okay.
No.
What?
He pulls over again. He pulls over again. So he answers his phone.
Okay.
And he pulls over, and I'm like, bro, this is not real right now. We are 10 minutes from my destination.
Let me say this also. As this is happening, I'm at work, and Cameron's giving me the play-by-play.
Yeah.
He's texting me, and I'm reading this play-by-play. He's like, bro, this is not happening. He just pulled over again. Bro, are you for real?
Yeah, I was livid. I was like, this is not. I'm looking at the guy.
Cameron does not get pissed off easily.
Yeah.
I try to be a chill dude. Like, I try to just like keep calm, and like if somebody's doing something that's like aggravating me, I get quiet and I tell them like, hey, you might want to not do that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know this dude, so I'll be frank with him. I don't really care. So I tell him like, hey, this is not cutting it, bro. Like, I got places to be. Like, don't pull over.
Bro, you're getting a 1 star.
Yeah. I did. I gave him 1 star.
You did?
I gave him 1 star.
That's so cool.
And I was like, this guy pulled over twice to answer the phone. Like, this is not how Uber is supposed to operate. And so like he talks
Lyft,
for
bro.
a minute.
Gotta go to Lyft.
I Lyft, you know what? Lyft, whatever. I should just. I don't know why my family wasn't willing, first of all, to give me a ride places. Shout out to family, whatever. And so yeah. So like the guy, like he finally hangs up, and he, after like a minute, and I'm like, you really had to pull over? Like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, why do you do this? But so he finally goes, and like I didn't talk to him for the rest of the ride. And yeah, like I didn't even say like thank you or anything. I felt bad, but like at the end I was like, yeah, this guy was just like not doing was not
his
cool.
job
Yeah,
as an
like
Uber
he pulled
driver.
over, like he handed me the phone to answer. Like that's not how that's not how it's supposed to work, man. But yeah, no. Other than that, I had a really nice time in California. I got to see some really great friends. Went to my favorite coffee shop. Shout out Shady Coffee and Tea.
Oh, is that those stories you kept posting on the gram?
I went there every
okay,
single day,
sick.
dude. It was great because my sister
Your
works
coffee?
there. Yeah.
Oh,
my God.
okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
nice.
great
So you probably
coffee.
get free drinks and whatnot there, right?
I don't get free
or
drinks,
discounts.
No, I mean it's not expensive the coffee there
yeah.
either. So I mean it's pretty good. They've got great like food, amazing coffee, amazing staff. I've known like all of them for years. So it's a witness owned coffee shop.
Oh,
and it's like the
heck yeah.
most popular in Roseville.
All right.
So
you're in Roseville. That's right.
Yeah,
I
in
forgot.
Roseville.
Where is Roseville?
Roseville is like
It's not-
northeast of Sacramento.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So, but super nice area, super awesome people, and that's definitely my go-to coffee shop in Sac area.
Mhm.
Nice.
Thanks, man.
That's such a funny story, though, man.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's great.
yeah, Sacramento sounds rad, man.
Yeah, it
Down in
was
Sacktown, dude. It's pretty sweet.
Downtown Sac.
Yeah, right.
Old Sac. Right.
Gosh.
That's
I
what
hate
they call it,
I
dude.
hate the nicknames they have.
I know, I do too. But
Is
that's
that why there was that,
Hey, bro, let's go to
that
Sac,
pregnant
bro.
pause when you first said that? Oh, fellas.
Yeah.
So, last night, 8 p.m., we all saw Captain Marvel.
We did.
Initial
Yeah.
thoughts. Jerrod, what'd you think?
Oh, I have to
jumping right
start
into it.
off. Okay.
Wow, initial thoughts.
This is gonna be fun. Look, I thought it was
Choose your
fine.
next words wisely.
I thought it was fine.
Do you objectively like any Marvel movies?
Yes, I do. That's the funny thing
Okay.
is like I do, and I thought this one was fine. I took notes on this one, which I've been coasting on this podcast for the last who knows how long, but I actually put my work in on this one.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, Thor meets Green Lantern a little bit. I think it's better than either one of those movies, definitely, but
By a long shot.
overall, I think
You know the vibe I got from this movie?
Yeah.
And I was telling Kenna and Ethan this morning. It reminded me of Winter Soldier, the way they did the storytelling.
I could see that in like the
time,
buddy cop aspect.
Yeah,
where
but
it was
in the
like
same
Sam
time,
Jackson
I think
and,
as a movie as a whole, maybe aside from hand to hand combat, this movie I think was better than Winter Soldier. Because
Really? Oh.
yeah, and maybe that's because of all the implications that it has in the MCU itself. But I just think this movie was just I was very, very entertained the whole time. But before I keep going, or Cam and I keep going, Jerrod,
yeah,
please
you
continue
see,
with your
and
notes.
I don't really think so. I think like this would have been like a good Phase 1 movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I think ultimately where we are and what we've seen so far with, last year we got Ragnarok, or Ragnarok wasn't last year,
Black
it was
Panther.
the year before that. Yeah, like Black Panther and Ragnarok even before that, and Infinity War. I feel like we've moved
Ant-Man and the
past.
Wasp.
Yeah, I feel like we've moved past like what this movie was doing.
Well, yes.
I think in a sense, yeah, but when I agree with it would have been a really great Phase 1 movie.
The problem is she would have been doing what since Phase 1?
Exactly. So we would have been thinking for the past 10 years, like,
Yep.
yo, where's Captain? Why haven't we gotten like a
Yo,
Captain
where's
Marvel
Carol
2,
Danvers
kind of
at?
thing.
But then we
in a
even
sense,
we
the
even
way
think the
it's
same
made-
thing now, though, don't we?
Yeah. And I think that's why they brought it to this point is because like we're gonna be curious, like, yo, what happened? Where's she been? What did she do? What does she do that's gonna have an effect?
Why her shoulder plate's gold now?
Exactly. That's what I could not sleep last night.
Yeah, I
because-
know. That was what kept me up too.
But I think
Dude, the suit
I
was
think they
dope.
timed it.
It did
I
look really good.
I
It
was
looked
really
so
curious.
good.
I was really curious as to when they were gonna get the suit. I thought they brought it in really nice. But I think that,
honestly, all the transitions I worried were not going to be seamless pretty much were.
yeah. I think.
What do you mean by that?
Let me get back to that, Cam. I'm sorry, I cut
Okay.
you off there.
Yeah,
No,
go
it's
ahead.
fine. I was just gonna say I think that of course in any movie, especially in such a carefully structured cinema universe that Marvel is, I think we'll find out in Endgame why they placed this movie at this time.
Like,
Because
what's she been doing?
what she's been doing
since
Are we gonna
95?
see? Are we gonna see the Skrulls again? Because I think they're
yeah,
kind of.
that's a good
I
point.
think they're kind of like in this place now where like, okay, we
Well,
thought
okay.
that they were the enemy for a minute.
Yeah, the
So let me ask you guys this, because remember
spoilers for this movie,
yeah,
by the way.
everybody. We haven't said too much yet, but yes,
We're
everyone's
about to.
Major spoiler alert.
Oh yeah. Okay.
If you haven't seen this movie yet,
Sorry, bro.
get out from the rock you're living under. Get off your couch. Go see it. This
Yeah,
movie's
definitely.
amazing.
It is.
It's worth seeing in theaters, absolutely. But anyways, what I was gonna say is, so Guardians of the Galaxy is when we had Ronan the Accuser introduced,
Yes.
and at that point, the Kree were a peaceful people, correct? They had just signed a peace treaty to basically stop kind of expanding their empire, right?
Yeah.
Because that's why Ronan was going on this rampage, because he was upset that they were leaving the Kree roots behind. It kind of had a similar vibe to the whole to Death Watch from the planet of Mandalore in Star Wars. You know, when the Mandalorian system left behind their war ways, a lot of people didn't like that. That's kind of what Ronan had with Kree, with the Kree civilization.
It's a good parallel.
So, thank you. So, where I was going with this is the Skrulls. Are the Skrulls now going to be allied with the Kree now in modern day, in present time? Because obviously a Kree woman, or / Terran woman, has helped them find a new home. That's what she was doing at the end of Captain Marvel. So I guess my question is, over the last 24 years since 1995, since, an Endgame is going to be like present day, like 2019, if it was in real life, is she going to have a lot of allies built up now, being Captain Marvel? Because obviously she's got a lot of notoriety now. She's got a lot of clout. She got street cred because of what she's doing. So what do you guys think?
I think that's a good possibility, but we also have to remember what happened. There's a big old snap that
I
went
know.
down, bro. So
Right, that's true.
So I mean, maybe, yeah, because the way we don't know what exactly she went and did, and she's been doing for the past however many years. But I think that's a good possibility.
Yeah.
I know that she's had some like partners in the past, but at this point, if we haven't seen them yet, I doubt that we're going to see them now. But I think the part where the Skrulls come in and the Kree come in, I don't know how that all is going to play out. I think that that's just a good thing we should look out for and see what exactly is going to happen and play out.
And it also has
Yeah.
big implications for the future because people,
Huge
you know,
implications.
even like me included, who for years have been saying Secret War, Secret
Yeah.
Invasion, who's going to be, you know, the Skrull,
Yeah,
or
because
whatever.
Secret Wars was between. It was. I guess now I understand Secret Wars because the Skrulls silently infiltrated planets.
Like, and that
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
that's not the direction that they're going with
no,
this.
which I think
clearly.
is cool. Honestly, this movie kind of had an M. Night Shyamalan type twist.
I
to
think
it.
it's a good thing to change for this movie, but it may potentially limit the options that they have going
okay,
forward in
that's
terms
true,
of
but we've seen
storytelling.
the same formula for all these Marvel movies. We were not expecting the enemy to be the good guy in this movie. Were you guys? Did you guys really
No,
think that Jude
I didn't
Law-
expect that
Did
twist.
you think that Jude Law was going to be a bad guy in the end?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes.
Did you read ahead, or did you know about the character he was?
I knew that the character was Yon-Rogg. I had
Okay.
heard stuff, so I knew that that was going to happen and that he was going to be the villain at some point.
It's you can also.
What's
kind
funny
of-
though is in the original cast list. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Cam.
He was
in the original
Mar-Vell.
cast list. He was Mar-Vell.
Yeah.
So that's why I was super confused when he wasn't Mar-Vell.
Mhm.
But that ended up being good. Anyways, Cam, what were you saying, bro?
Yeah, I was gonna jump onto what you were saying about how it's kind of like a good like Green Lantern meets like Thor,
Mhm.
because that's the feel I was kind of getting, like the mantle is like being passed down kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, she is Mar-Vell, you know.
Yeah, there's a plane crash. He gets Abin Sur's ring. You know, it's all
Exactly.
that stuff.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this is playing pretty
Yeah.
close. you know?
Exactly.
And so I think that I think as far as like the story was told, I think that it was written and played out very, very well. Objectively, I could say this was one of my favorite standalone like origin story Marvel films.
Can I give you one of my negatives with this movie?
Yes.
Lee Pace really disappointed me.
Look,
Dude,
Lee Pace needs to
he only had like what 4 scenes.
Lee
But
Pace
come
needs
on,
to
dude.
fire his agent because that guy is so much more talented than anything that he gets to do in
No,
any
I'm not.
of
But I'm
these
not even
movies.
talking, dude. But what I'm
Like-
what I'm saying is Lee Pace, he played Ronan so bad in this movie compared to Guardians.
I think
He was
got
I
so
don't- yeah, I don't
uninvested
think
in that
there
character.
I don't think there was enough.
there was nothing for him to do.
There was nothing. It was
I
like
think-
he stood there and he was like, "Let's go."
Yeah,
Like, let's leave.
basically,
Like,
he
this
was
is
on a
not gonna be worth my
telecom.
time.
He was
Yeah.
on one of the Star Wars communicators with.
Yeah, he was the Empire.
With
He was the
Yon-Rogg,
Emperor
but-
in Episode 5.
Yeah, exactly. He was-
Basically.
that's essentially what he was.
Yeah.
And yeah, I but you know what I will say, I agree with you. He is. Yeah, what major roles has Lee Pace gotten since Guardians, playing the villain?
He was in a movie. What was it?
Because the name always rings a bell when you hear it.
I like him in *Halt and Catch Fire*, the TV show.
I've never seen that.
Okay, that's fine.
There
It's
was
about
an old
computers.
movie.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. There's a movie with Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Oh man, what's his name? Old guy. Always plays God.
Morgan Freeman.
Are you serious?
Not Martin Freeman.
Morgan
Freeman.
Freeman.
Morgan
Always
Freeman.
plays
And it's like about like 3 old guys that like go and like rob a bank.
Oh, did you guys know he's in the Hobbit? Lee
Yeah.
Pace?
Yeah, he is. He's
He plays like one of those.
yeah, he's one of like the elves or whatever.
people.
Elf people. Yeah, but actually kind of going along the lines of that, you were saying like Lee Pace didn't do anything, like his dialogue was bad. I
didn't.
think that a lot of the characters
Dialogue
had
was not
bad dialogue in this, and I think that one of them was Captain Marvel.
Now, to offset that negative, one of the big positives, I loved Ben Mendelsohn in this movie. He was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was pretty good.
As Talos,
I thought so.
Right? Talos was the name of
Yeah.
his Skrull character.
Mhm.
He's such a good actor.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
I
is.
think, but still my all-time favorite role he had was Director Krennic in Rogue One.
Yeah.
But he's just such a talented actor, man.
He's-
He is a thespian at its finest.
They did a great job casting for this film. I think what's really important is in a lot of films that the characters and the actors need to portray the chemistry that the characters had in the comic books, in like the different series, because that's hard to actually portray if the actors themselves don't have chemistry. But you can see in like interviews and in different scenes of the movie, these characters, these actors had genuine chemistry. And it was
Oh,
really
yeah.
good to see that, because like
And-
that's what really that's what one sells the movie, and what really doesn't ask a lot of the audience to already
Yeah.
like know about the characters.
And also, I think Jude Law is one of the most talented guys in Hollywood. I think you can throw any role at him and he nails it. He's just a good actor.
He does a great job.
He's some of my favorite roles of his are as Watson in the Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey.
Yeah.
He played Jan Rog very, very well.
Another thing to throw at you guys, and I just thought about it. Sorry, it's a little left field. Ronan, the accuser, had some beef with Thanos.
Yeah.
In Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
What are the chances of us seeing him again joining some teams?
Because he got incinerated by the Power Stone.
Like, people are dead for sure, but who's to say like we won't see
Space
people?
Stone? Sorry, no, Space Stone's the purple one, right?
Purple one, Power Stone.
It is. Power?
They've changed the colors. I don't even know anymore.
He got by the purple one, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it was the purple one in Guardians.
It was
That's
the
what I
purple
remember.
stone.
I think that's Power.
I think
Purple
you
Power?
think it's the Power Stone.
Yeah.
Purple Power Pony.
Isn't the purple the red one the Power Stone in the
reality gem,
comics?
I'm on it. I'm on
the
it.
reality
the
gem.
reality. Reality can be whatever I want.
God, I forget.
Yeah, it's Power Stone.
Okay, it is. Cool.
Space Stone is
knew
blue.
Yeah,
Space One's
Power
Cause-
Stone's purple.
Time one's green.
Red is
one-
reality.
Yeah, red's reality. Purple.
Orange is
power.
the Soul Stone.
Orange is Soul Stone.
And I can't keep track.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of them.
And then yellow is the Mind Stone.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that the entire cast did a great job in this movie, and I think that it was set up and played very well altogether.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to talk about one thing that you said with Lee Pace
Go for
and
it.
Thanos. I think that they could bring him back. I think they could make a sequel and make it a lot better than this was. I think like if they brought
Another
him back,
Captain
used
Marvel?
him as another Captain Marvel.
I
movie.
want to see her go. I want to see her and Ronan go at it.
That's what I was saying.
It could
I
take
think
place before Guardians. It doesn't have to be.
I could, but I think just like timeline wise, it would not make sense.
I mean,
she's
yeah.
gone, man. She's out of here.
Where the heck? Where has she been? And also too, that communicator that she gave Fury, she set, and they said this on purpose.
Yeah.
That it should go at least 2 galaxies away. So like, the range of it was.
Yeah,
at
was
least
she
2
in another
galaxies.
galaxy?
So where? Yeah, what galaxy is she in? They haven't really opened up the whole can of worms on intergalactic plot lines.
It's true.
I mean, with Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah, a little bit, but
Yeah.
it doesn't. They don't ever say like we're in a different galaxy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's all kind of the same general area, with Earth kind of being the hub.
I think we'll find out.
happens.
I think we're asking a lot of questions that we can't definitively say the answers to, but the fact that Endgame has a standing runtime of 3 hours, it's going to answer a lot of questions.
Okay, so
for
3
us.
hours. So it's going to be what? 2 hours 45 minutes with 15 minutes of credits.
I'm thinking 3 hour. I think they said 3 hour runtime.
Are they going to cut that down at all?
They
I hope
have
not.
to.
I
think
hope
they
not,
will.
dude.
No, I think they will just for the sake of.
If you're at 3 hours, you need an intermission.
That's
Like,
like
that'd be sick. That'd be so
I'd be
awesome.
fine with that if they did that, but if they
Yeah.
try to do 3 hours and it's you just sit in your seat for 3 hours long, that's going to be awful.
I'm just worried that here's the thing. No. I don't. The movie itself. Hang on. The movie itself will be amazing.
Yeah.
But with a 3 hour plot to follow, you'll start drifting off.
Yeah.
Because when you think about the whole principle of a film, first, second, and third act, right? Where you have your introduction, kind of the climax, and the conclusion. With a 3 hour long movie, you're just going to lose so many details in each one of those 3 phases. It's just going to be tough to follow a 3 hour straight long movie. So I think they'll trim it down. It'll be 2.5, 240.
2.5, 240.
Which is not much shorter, but it's shorter enough to be able to follow everything that's going on.
Yeah.
I
Which if
would
the
be
first
okay with
Avengers
that.
was 215, I think
Yeah.
Age of Ultron was 225. 2 hours.
How
25
long was
minutes.
Infinity War?
Infinity War? I think was the longest, 2 hours 35 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The movie's
know what?
long.
It doesn't drag though.
This is
No, because you're going right away
Yeah.
in Infinity War. Let me.
Yeah.
You keep going, Kim. I'm gonna check those run times real quick.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I think you have a really solid point about like keeping the audience's attention. I saw somewhere on Twitter that the current runtime was 3 hours, and
Yeah, 2 hours 40 minutes for Infinity War.
yeah,
Okay.
sweet. Oh, that Infinity War, but
Yeah.
it does it with see what it is planning to be for Endgame.
Avengers 4 run. Okay, so this is November 8th, 2018. Avengers 4 runtime is 3 hours, making it the longest Marvel movie ever.
Yeah.
So maybe it will be. I mean,
Yeah.
let's keep looking here because maybe it will be 3 hours.
I mean, I think I'd be stoked for it because, one, if they cut it down, I feel like they're going to have to really, like, jam-pack a lot of stuff in there. But I think if they allow enough time, I think that they definitely have. I mean, I would be stoked for 3 hours because it's going to let everything be explained and let everything play out the way that is going to be, that they're not going to cut corners. They're not going to, like, they're not going to just let things slide and not address, questions that the audience is going to have. Like, where exactly is Thanos? Where is everybody else? Where, how is Tony and Nebula? How are they going to get from space? How are they going to get, back to Earth? How many people are alive? There's so many things that we don't know.
Yeah.
The fact that if
And
they
to go-
cut it down,
To go along with that point,
what's going to be left out?
so this is on Express, UK cinematic website. Pretty reliable. Avengers Endgame directors, the Russo brothers, they gave a huge update yesterday since Captain Marvel hit theaters.
Nice. Okay.
So post-production and VFX is officially done.
Yeah.
They've officially finished editing all of that. So the movie's ready for cinematic release. Dope. And they said they're still at the 3-hour mark, and the test audiences are giving great feedback. The
Great.
studios love what the plot is. So maybe they're not going to touch it. Maybe it's going to be 3 hours on the dot. Maybe it's longer, 3:15, 3:10.
You know what?
Give me 4.
8.
Yeah, give me 10.
I want a whole day, bro. I want a whole day.
I know.
Whole day. You know what? Oh man, it would be crazy, and it would take literally more than a day. Start Iron Man.
Oh yeah, do the whole. Theaters do that. Theaters, I'm sure, will do that next month.
They do, and it's like I want Iron Man all the way up. Captain Marvel.
Infinity War. Oh, Captain Marvel. I'm sorry. I guess you could still have Captain Marvel.
Here's what I want. I want every single one of these movies edited so that they're in chronological order. So I want us to start. No.
You just gotta rearrange the order.
I want us to start with the beginning part, like all that stuff in the first Avenger, and then we cut, and then we have the end of the first Avenger, like somewhere halfway between Thor. We have all these flashbacks that were in Captain Marvel take place during.
There's an error in that.
Okay,
There's an error in that. If you wanted to go time chronologically, you need to go basically to the entire Captain Marvel movie, because all of that takes place in '95. After Captain America, you go to Captain Marvel.
Yeah. So it's like Captain America, no end credit scenes, because that's him coming back.
No, you'd have to stop. No, You'd have to stop Captain America before he wakes up in New York City.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then you'd put that at the end, sometime after Thor or whatever. And then you take all of the flashbacks within Captain Marvel and you put them at the beginning of Captain Marvel.
Oh my gosh!
Then you go from there.
But for real though, what would be the chronological order of these movies to watch them? Obviously, the first Avenger.
Honestly, I think there's about 5 of them that you can skip.
Is it? I'm not just saying you don't have to watch them. I'm saying just time wise.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it go? It would go first Avenger. It would go Hulk, and then it would go Iron Man. No, Hulk,
it would go Iron Man, then Hulk.
Yeah. They go Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk.
Yeah.
Iron Man 2?
I mean, I guess if Captain Marvel was also in it, then it would be between First Avenger
of course,
and
We just got
wait.
The order.
They've also changed the timeline, I think, after Spider-Man: Homecoming. They changed it. They changed it slightly. There was some official thing.
But now that'll be rectified though with Far From Home. Because it takes it takes place a year after Endgame.
Yes, but
when does that come out, by the way? Is that November?
Something like that. It comes out later this year.
It comes out this year. The next Spider-Man does.
Yeah.
I think it's November.
I thought it comes out not too long after Endgame.
No, they were doing a 1-2 punch with Endgame. Captain Marvel 6 weeks later, Endgame, because of how crucial Captain Marvel is going to be.
Yeah.
But then Far From Home comes out like this winter. Maybe it's the summer actually. Those are kind of summer movies. The Spider-Man first came out. It came out in July. I think July 10th.
It's going to be later than that. I'm assuming this one's going to be closer to winter. It's
July
not.
5th.
Is it July 5th?
Oh, it's July.
Which one comes out? Far From Home.
Far From Home.
July 5th. Okay.
Yeah, July 5th.
Because I figured that what they have to do is they have to spread it out, so it has to be. So this one doesn't overlap with Endgame at all.
so
and
what
then
is
it
the
also
next-
doesn't
we know
overlap with Star
Spider-Man's
Wars
So what's
either.
I know. Well, we know Spider-Man's alive. We know Fury's alive. We know Kobe Smolder's character is alive. What? So what is the next movie in Phase 4 after Spider-Man? Do we know that yet?
Black Widow's in production.
That's not till like 2021 though.
I think this will
Or
be the last
2020.
one for a while. I think Far From Home is going to be the last one for a while.
No, because when does the next Guardians come out or Black Panther 2?
I don't even think
I don't
those.
know if they have dates.
Black
Dates
Panther
have
2
been
is
announced
officially
yet.
slated. We know that.
It's officially slated, like they've announced the movie, but they don't have a release date yet for any of these. Like, I'm sure that you can look up because studios will book like these release dates far ahead of time.
Yeah.
So they'll just
And
have
then-
like a
so they have this. They give themselves. We have to be done by this date. Yeah.
Well, so you can probably like see like the blocks of like when they could potentially release the movies, but I don't think any of the official dates have actually been announced yet of when specifically which movie's coming out.
I think more than anything, I know we're gonna have a lot of like. I don't want to say letdown. I think we're gonna have a lot of coming to terms with what's gonna happen with a lot of characters. But I think like I've said before, the new Avengers team. I think that the whole like next phase for Marvel is gonna be the new Avengers series, because with the introduction of Captain Marvel, of course, and I know for a long time anyways, Scarlet Witch was part of New Avengers, Spider-Man, Black Widow, and Captain Marvel. I think that'll be a really crucial point if they're going to continue with that or if they're even going to explore that option.
Yeah, and I mean, they're probably going to bring in the X-Men at some point, so I'm sure that that's part of the plan.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, too, if they just get back some of the...
I really hope they don't mess that up.
That they make a terrible Fantastic Four movie.
They've made how many?
Three.
There's
Three?
been
Four, technically, if you
Are you
include
talking
the...
reboots or just movies?
Just
Just pure movies,
yeah,
they've made
There's been
4 of them.
There's been one reboot, right? Just one reboot.
Technically, there have been 2 reboots.
Yeah.
There
Have
was
they really?
one that was made in the 90s that no one talks about.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Because then what? Human Torch, Chris Evans is what? 05?
I think it might have been slightly earlier than that, but yeah.
Like 04?
It was
03
mid 2000s.
But, yeah,
it was a
like-
very mid 2000s movie.
I think at that
So-
point they
oh my
had
gosh,
no.
yeah.
I don't think at that point they had like no real idea of like what could have been. You know.
But that was the thing is like I think X2 had been released at that point and like that's actually good. Like they had the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans and stuff.
Yeah.
X2,
And Fantastic
that
Four is
wasn't
just
with, that wasn't
terrible.
with Kelsey Grammer Beast.
That's
was it?
that's
X3?
that's 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember a few months ago they had like this thing? I saw it on Instagram a couple of times where Hugh Jackman had like was supposed to be in Endgame, like as
What?
Well, there was rumors. There was rumors of
I
them
don't
bringing
believe
in.
that.
Yeah, there was like I don't know if it was. Like
I don't think there was much.
photoshopped or
I don't think
something,
there was much. Much credibility to
But
it.
it said like Wolverine, like Endgame. It was like Wolverine, like Hugh Jackman was playing like as Wolverine in Endgame. I was like, "There's no
What?
way."
Yeah, there's
I
no
don't believe
chance
it.
of that.
I've kind
don't
of
believe it.
kind of softened on the idea of. Well, I guess it's not going to happen now. But they wanted to have Tom Hardy be the next
Wolverine.
I
Logan.
would see that. I
Yeah,
would
that's
love
not
that.
going to happen.
No, he's Venom now, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, so returning back to Captain Marvel.
Can we talk about the visual effects
Yes,
a little bit?
absolutely, because they were
can.
fantastic.
Yeah, I
The
thought
VFX was so good. They'll be nominated for some awards next year for
probably.
I don't know.
Actually, okay, yeah, go.
Well, I was gonna say I don't know. I don't know if they would be nominated. I do agree it was really, really, really great. But I feel like they might get skimped out on it. It was great, but it was not like award worthy.
Because
It
I
was definitely like, oh, this was a really great Marvel movie. Yes, this was like the expected amount of effects.
I think that de-aging effects also don't really get recognition.
They did
from
not de-age.
awards.
They
and-
did not de-age Samuel L.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
I have
I
a really
promise you.
strong feeling.
They
Maybe
didn't. No, they
some.
de-aged. They de-aged Clark Gregg as Coulson. But
Yeah,
they
for
did
sure.
not de-age Samuel L.
They
Jackson.
had to.
They
have.
didn't. I'm telling you, they didn't.
Maybe it was
Because-
just like really heavy makeup.
It might.
It was. You could because you could see it.
But,
on
like, that's the-
Coulson's face.
The other thing about it is like there are like set photos
And
of
he
Samuel L.
had hair
Jackson.
on.
Like, yeah, I know that he put the hairpiece on. I know that was a thing, but like there are like set photos of him and he'll like have like dots on his face. Like they definitely did something to like his forehead and also
Was
like
that not for his eye? Was it not for
Oh,
his
they
eye?
could just do practical.
Was that
effects for
practical on the eye?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's they can do that
Can
practically.
we talk about that?
I think
later?
yeah, we can talk about that in just a bit. Overall though, I think it was kind of strange because
find out who got de-aging effects. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks, man. No, Jeremy.
Jeremy.
What's and Jeremy?
Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter.
We got two of them now.
Just an assistant.
Yeah.
I think the one thing about that is Samuel L. Jackson did have kind of a noticeable old man walk because he's 70 years old. You could clearly tell this guy is not the age of the character that he's playing. But other than that, yeah, the de-aging effects were really good. All the stuff where she was flying around in space, that was good. I didn't like the cat. That looked really fake to me.
Yeah, that did look dumb.
And sometimes the scroll, I know it's practical effects, but the scroll makeup looked a bit funky
It was a little
at times.
goofy.
It was
but
really
we're not used,
stiff.
We're not used
that
to
was the
neon.
thing.
We're not used to neon green aliens.
I don't
like
think
that.
it was the color. I think it was just like the lack of movement in the face because it was just like it was like a green goblin mask pretty much.
Yeah.
Like it looked like yeah, but it just looked kind of weird and stiff to me and not necessarily. I know they're not human and they're not supposed to be, but
transformation effects.
it didn't look lifelike. The transformation effects were good.
That's
I
hard
liked
to
that.
do, man.
Mhm.
Shape shifting.
Yeah.
That's really tough.
Yeah, ask the Transformers movies because they gave up on doing them on the later ones.
Did they really?
The later movies like don't even have transforming effects. Like they'll cut away and stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because they're so meticulously long.
Yeah.
They would do 10-minute circle takes of Optimus Prime transforming out of truck into standing.
Yeah, that fantastic
You
movie.
just took like so long. You know how many Autobots just died because you took your time transforming? But
They got that Michael Bay slow motion though.
yeah, no, the scroll makeup was a little funky. And that's really tough to make that makeup look good and not just use facial effects. But
Yeah.
I think it's better than facial effects because facial effects look goofy to me.
It was like you could tell. I think they did a good job. Yes. I think the only thing that I really had a problem with was the way that they talked. And like,
That was the thing. That's what I was saying. Like when you saw like Mendo talking, like his face just looked, his
did not
lips
move.
looked weird. It was really stiff. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also just like
Like
they
if you were to
didn't
just look at it, it
sound-
would look fine. But when
Yeah.
it's in motion, it looks kind of weird.
they didn't sound like aliens. If you catch my drift,
They just sounded like
They
people.
just sounded like
Yeah, like didn't he
Well, so
say?
that's kind of the thing with
Well-
scrolls. But there were some kids that
It's
and
also
some of them didn't talk. Like those
Yeah.
two researchers at the computer that she blasted with her fist. Remember, they didn't even talk.
Yeah. Also, what's the
But
deal
like
with that?
going
Huh?
back to
Like,
that,
I mean, like they didn't have. There were some that were just they looked like legit just animals, like legit aliens, and then other
Yeah.
ones looked like
That was a little funky.
I don't know what the deal was with that, but it was also like okay, this is just if they added like any sort of just like pitch or some sort of like different. Just to change their voice a little bit to make them sound like aliens, bro.
yeah, because even like the other thing about that is, did you guys catch it when like he said "in it"? Like he was using like Cockney
Yeah.
slang. That was just so weird to me.
It was.
What do you
weird
mean?
for a minute.
Like he said, like I think it was Ben Mendelsohn scroll where like she was talking to him and he said like it's a trip in it.
Oh, did
Yeah.
he say
That
that?
was just weird. Like that's not a thing I would
no. I
expect an
thought he
alien
said
to
it's a
say.
trip, ain't it?
No, he said in it.
Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
It's a
no,
trip,
he
isn't it?
like he was Jason Statham or something like that. It was weird.
Maybe he watched
was-
Transporter. Oh wait, this is '95. Never mind.
I think just the way it was weird the way that they were talking. I mean, I liked it for a second because it kind of made them like more relatable, I guess, and more just like able to
And
like
the
them, you know,
and the aliens in these movies are very human, pretty much all of them,
because they are human technically, you know, because they're actors, whatever.
basically. Like Rocket is like just a dude, but he looks
He's
like a
just dude.
raccoon.
He's just
Yeah.
bro. Rocket's the bro.
Rocket is the best. Changed my mind.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. But seriously,
Okay.
I
was
love
about
that
to
he
change your
survived.
mind.
I love that he survived.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
I don't know how he's not dead. That though? Like, how has he not been killed?
Because he's
before?
legit.
I
Man.
know, but
he's cybernetic.
He's a little thing, though. Like,
Because he's
you
so
know,
hard to
I mean,
shoot.
a
He's so
cybernetic
short.
raccoon.
Yes.
You try shooting a furry Yoda with a blaster. See what the heck
I
happens.
don't think I have time for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go out of my way to try and shoot it.
Although out on the road, these semis always get a hold of these raccoons.
Man.
Yeah. All right. What's next on the talking point? Bro?
I don't know. How did you guys think of like Captain Marvel herself, Brie Larson, as
I think
Captain
she did
Marvel?
really well.
Okay.
I was asking Kenna about this, and you too, Cam, as
Yeah.
we're driving home last
Yeah.
night. I at first I was kind of conflicted on, is she portraying this character too stiff, or is this just how
Yes.
is this how Carol's supposed to be? And it makes sense when you think of that she's going to be the next leader of the new Avengers. She's going to have to kind of have that Steve Rogers persona where it's almost no emotion until the emotion has to be at its top level. But overall, I thought Brie Larson did a great job. She's a great actress. Ken and I were joking that she's just kind of easy to look at and just watch. She's just a very pleasant face to watch act, and she did a
Yeah.
very good job.
It's like a calming presence. I get
Yeah,
that.
she has a very calming presence on screen. And the way she portrayed Carol Danvers was just really well, and I think she had good chemistry with Jude Law. She had good chemistry with her bestie back on Earth. And
I thought so too. I thought that like
Yeah.
that girl, and in like the one scene that that I don't actually know that actress's name, but in like the one scene where she actually got to act, like she did a really good job, and I think that was probably the best scene in the movie. And
with who?
With her best friend on Earth.
Oh yeah,
It was the one where she was talking about like I lost my friend for 6 years and
That was really
whatever.
good acting.
Yeah, I thought that was probably the best acting in the movie.
That was I think that was like the really like driving it home point to say like I think that's what adds to a really great origin stories. People that are still there to remember who they were before they had these powers. You know?
I'll agree with that.
So yeah, to go along with what Kade was saying, I think that she did a great job because for a long time the media was like, you know, had like these still shots of her. We had a couple of, you know, small trailers, previews of her, and everyone was saying like, oh,
was
she's
this
so,
movie
like, monotone.
was this
She's
movie
so...
undermarketed?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Why do
I
you
think-
why do you
I don't-
say that?
Well, I just don't think they did a good job of really putting the hooks in people's jaws, so to speak, of Brie Larson playing one of the most pivotal characters in MCU history. They didn't do enough, in my opinion. They did a disservice to this movie because now all the reviews are kind of mixed. It got 85% on Rotten Tomatoes,
Yeah.
but the reviews are still mixed. And I personally disagree with a lot of the reviews. I think that this movie should not be torched. It wasn't perfect, but it's a great film.
I think there was a lot of politics going on with this movie that I really don't want to talk about.
I see with the heroine.
So I
but
think
yeah, no, I
that
see
is
a
the big
female lead,
issue.
Yeah, that whole thing,
and
No, I know
that's
what you're
what's
saying.
kind of.
That's what I was saying is because a lot of people were talking about how she, you know, why doesn't she just crack a smile? Why is she so, you know, like monotone? Why is she so just...
And
You
but,
have to
okay,
take
no,
in,
but
that's
here's the
how-
thing. That's also what I was saying about it being undermarketed. All of her dialogue in the trailers there was nothing going on. They
She
were
didn't
all
talk
monotoned
in
dialogue.
any of the trailers.
Yes, she did. You're not from
Very,
around here, are you?
very-
It's hard to explain. Remember, she says that in one of the trailers.
That's not a lot,
and then
though.
she says, "Higher,
you know
for
what I
faster,
mean?
baby." You know.
Yeah, that's not a lot. Like they
No,
didn't
they
really
didn't
show
give her
her
enough
doing
in the
anything.
trailers.
I don't think they gave her enough in the movie though
That's true.
either.
But
I think
okay,
she,
so we need to wait till we cannot judge how she's portrayed 100% until we see Endgame.
No, I'm sure that she could be a lot better in Endgame. I just think for me
Especially
at
with
least
the Russo brothers directing.
Yeah, I think she could be a lot better in Endgame. That's why I'm saying like they could make a sequel that's a lot better. The character can get a lot better in Endgame.
Yes.
For me, what they did in this movie with her, it didn't really work. I think that she, to me, at least felt kind of stale.
That's
And
fair.
Yeah, that's...
But
I
so
just
did,
wanted,
but
like-
you know what? So did Steve Rogers.
In First Avenger?
Off the bat, yes.
Yeah, no, and
He was
that's
totally
true.
Stale.
That also
it's-
goes back to my
we
thing about it
need
being
to
a.
give this a couple movies.
I
think
see how you
after
can
Endgame,
I see how I could see that though, because like the character she is, like I was kind of explaining it to Kate because I had that viewpoint for a minute, but then I realized like, okay, who is she like as a who is Carol Danvers as a person? Like, what exactly has she gone through? She has no memory of like what happened, you know, other than like the last 6 years. She is like she's got these powers now. She has like these really weird memories going back and forth. So she's like back on Earth now. So she's like trying to figure out what's going on. I can't blame her, but to have like this kind of nonchalant kind of demeanor about her that is like trying to keep a cool head, because she showed real emotion for a moment when her and her friend were like talking, because she was like, I don't know what I'm, I don't know who I am.
Yeah.
She finally broke that emotional barrier that she had for a long time. And I think that's the only part that we saw of her in trailers. That's why a lot of people are only saying like, oh, she's so just like straight. She doesn't have any, emotion. But yeah, because she doesn't know she doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know how to portray herself. She doesn't know. So I think, she was kind of stale for a minute, but it was only because she didn't know how to act. She didn't know who she was. She didn't know, who to trust.
You'd think she'd be
so she didn't want
she'd be hysterical.
Yeah, she didn't want herself to be like taken advantage of. Cause
that's what I'm saying. You think she'd be hysterical
Yeah.
if she's like a lost identity.
Yeah, so I think that
the gripes kind of have some credit to him, but I disagree with him still.
Yeah.
I guess I just wanted the character to be more than like the straight man for Nick Fury being wacky.
Well, I think Jerrod, I think we're feeling that way also, because I kind of agree with you in some instances, in some cases. But I think we're feeling that way because we know she's going to be the game changer in Endgame.
Yeah.
So we expected to see this baller coming out in Captain Marvel, and she was at the end. I mean, in the climax, dude.
I like
when
how
she goes,
they flipped that.
When she goes supernova, it's legit. It's so fun to watch.
She goes and wrecks that first order bomber. Or first order dreadnought.
The dreadnought.
I really like how they did
ship
Yeah.
itself. That was sick, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
was
come
really
on.
good.
That was really
dope.
cool. No, that was a great scene, I thought. Yeah, no, you were going to say something.
Well, no, I was just going to say I like how they had that. It's almost like a coming of age kind of story.
Totally.
Where she is finally able to like realize who she is, but still realize she has a lot to grow. She's got a lot of room to become, a leader, to become a figure that people can look to for protection, because she wanted to protect the Skrulls. She wanted to find them a new home. She wanted to be that leader for them. And I think the fact that it was just the people who she had trusted because they were taking care of her for so long turned out to be the people.
She thought they were taking care of her.
They were taking care.
They just wanted
turned out
the weapon.
to be the people that
they just wanted the weapon inside of her.
Yeah, it turned out to be the people that were like lying to her and controlling her.
Yeah.
So I think the way that they carried that through was honestly the perfect touch to the last, last quarter of that film.
Speaking of perfect touches, I loved the way they had the 90s elements in this movie.
Yeah. It was
not too overbearing.
It was subtle,
I think
but
there
it was
were
just
a couple moments where the songs were distracting.
Like when?
I think that towards the end, I thought
Are you talking Nirvana?
Yeah, I thought when they played "Come as You Are," that was a little much, and also "Just a Girl," the No Doubt song. I thought that was a little much.
I'm just talking wearing a 9 Inch Nails T-shirt.
Yeah, I thought that stuff
awesome.
was all fine.
And then what else was she? She had another.
She had
90s
a
shirt
Guns
on.
N' Roses shirt.
Yeah,
on.
the
That's
GNR.
not really 90s, but
I mean, there was. I guess they're always going to be relevant, but that was definitely. Yeah. And then were leather jackets a thing in the 90s?
Oh yeah, bro.
Because she had the black biker jacket.
She looked She looked like Maverick from.
Yeah, she did look like Maverick.
From
but that's 80s.
From
isn't
Plane movie.
Yeah.
Top Gun.
That's 80s,
that's
though,
like
isn't it?
86 or something.
They're making a second Top Gun on the way.
I think they did a really good job. I think they really did a good job.
They
of
did
in the 90s.
because
it's not that hard.
Because when people go into a movie knowing it's going to be in the 90s, they're kind of like, oh, okay, it's going to be very overbearing. All this 90s stuff's going to be in it, type of thing. But I think it was really cool, the way that the touches they had on the 90s.
Yeah.
It wasn't. There wasn't so many pop culture references.
No,
but
it wasn't Stranger Things, and I was okay with that.
But hang on, Stranger Things is actually set. The whole series, not just a movie.
Yes.
So with a series, you can have heavy doses because it's spread out. But in a movie, when there's a concentrated heavy dose of a time period, over referencing it, that's when you notice it, I think. Because in Stranger Things, I don't think you notice it too much. I
noticed it in season 2.
You did?
Because I didn't really like season 2 that much.
Did you like the finale of season 2 of Stranger Things?
I thought that the show was really bad because there were 13 episodes in that season. I thought it was a really bad show for the first 7 episodes, and then it got good in the last 5.
Season 1 just was such a crowd pleaser that season 2 was almost doomed.
It was after
No,
she's gone.
Barb?
Barb's gone.
Why
Barb is gone.
Barb
Barb
is
is 100%.
totally
Barb is
gone.
super
She got
dead.
eaten, dude.
She's so
She's
dead.
super
I
dead.
I still have faith. I think Barb actually is in the Upside Down.
I
she's
think-
ruined
I
the
think
whole
Barb
thing, bro.
was-
Don't they
Like-
show Barb's corpse in
Yes,
season
they-
2?
You know
No,
what?
in
That's
season
just her
one.
consciousness
season one.
leaving her corpse. Okay.
In season 1,
Barb
she became a
is-
nest for those aliens.
Barb, she is the Upside Down. She is she's the Lord of the Upside Down.
She's become the Upside Down.
She's become-
Yeah, I think there was like that one
The
episode,
cult
like
following for Barb is so funny to me.
Barb
Yeah, I
is-
know, it's
Barb is
hilarious.
great.
there was that one episode where like 11 went to like that city or whatever, and she met like the other people
That was
who are like
kinda
her.
dumb. I
That was,
didn't
I
like
think,
that.
one of the worst episodes of television I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah,
but
when
after
you
that,
see-
it picked
when you
up.
see an 11-year-old, 12-year-old walking
In
around
Chicago,
at 2 o'clock in the
alone.
What
morning,
is that?
you do something about
Yes.
it. You do something about it. Like, hey, bro,
Just walking around with a nosebleed all the time.
all the
What
time.
is?
Also getting on a bus.
Yeah.
Where your parents, it's 1980 whatever. I don't trust this at all.
But anyways, we kind of got off on tangent there about the time period placements.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, this movie was good. Yeah. Now,
I think it's fine.
do you think that
You know, I
there's-
asked you. I remember
God,
asking you. Like,
Jerrod.
I remember asking you like 20, 30 minutes in. I'm like, so what do you think so far? Like, it's all right. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's
Come on,
that's
man.
Jerrod. This is Jerrod. You ask him a question about a movie. It's
You know, and that's the thing is like,
it's fine.
and like I'm not.
Oh my god.
And I'm not like bashing this movie for being bland the same way I did with Solo, but like
oh man, you tore Solo up.
I think
that
this
was so
movie is.
fun.
I do think this movie's like fine. I just think it could have been better than what it
And
was.
I have problems with Aquaman that I want to talk
my
about.
God, Aquaman.
How would
Greatest Jerrod quote ever.
What? Do you want to talk about Aquaman?
No,
Later,
I,
later.
I never want to think about Aquaman again.
Oh, man,
Okay,
whatever.
let's keep going. Maybe we can circle back
So-
to it. We also
so
need to
what-
circle back to Alita at some point. 'cause
Okay.
I think we've all
Okay.
seen
So
that, but-
what? Let me ask you this then.
Okay.
What do you think could have been better and/or changed / exchanged / done better
In this movie,
in this
That's
movie?
the most moving part question I've ever heard in my entire
So
life.
there's
Scene
so
one-
much to unpack
So
there.
Act 1, Scene 1. What?
Let me ask you.
Mhm.
Let me answer that by asking you this.
I think had they made the cosmic elements of this movie a little more interesting than they
More space?
were. Yeah, if there was more space and the space stuff was better than it was, show more of her with the Kree so that you feel more of a connection between her and the Kree to the point when she turns on them and decides to align herself with the Skrulls, it actually means something
also,
more.
I didn't understand something. Maybe you guys can clarify this.
Go for it.
So when Talos was saying to her, "No, we need you to help us find the lab. You just destroyed the engine."
Yeah.
I didn't understand that at all. Because she had the power from the engine itself, which was a Lightspeed engine. It was the Lightspeed engine.
Yeah.
Were they trying to find the schematics?
I'm
for the
No,
Lightspeed
assuming-
engine?
they were trying to find
In the lab?
They were
Like-
trying to find the Tesseract because she thought she destroyed the core or whatever that was in the engine, but she had only destroyed just the engine.
Oh, so she had just harnessed power from the Tesseract.
Okay,
for
they
the
thought that
engine.
they destroyed
Okay.
the Tesseract.
Also,
okay.
is the Tesseract the most used
Yes, it is.
Infinity Stone element?
Yes.
Probably.
Absolutely, yeah. The Tesseract has been in like 5 movies now.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I can't think. I mean, I can't really think of another other than like.
Loki's staff had a stone in it.
Yeah, other than that,
But
I
so
can't,
did
like,
the Tesseract have
Did
one.
it had the Mind Stone in it,
every-
right?
yeah,
every
and the
Okay.
Tesseract
movie
had
that
the Space
Vision
Stone.
is in, I guess.
Yeah. Has the
I mean,
Mind Stone.
Objectively, I think the Time Stone was the first one in Captain America that was
Yeah.
seen. Cause,
Nope.
like,
Nope.
yes.
Nope.
What
The
do you- what is it?
Tesseract was in the first Avenger.
It
what I'm
was.
saying,
That's
Captain
what he was saying.
No,
Captain
you just-
America,
you
the
just said
first Avenger.
Avengers. You said.
No, he said the.
I said Captain America.
I
Yeah,
thought
he
you
said
said the
Captain
first
America.
Avengers.
You guys are talking about the
Open
same
your ears,
movie.
'cause I didn't even say Avengers.
Oh, my fault.
No, it's fine. Yeah, no, because I think you are right though, because I think the Tesseract is like the most used of the.
It's gotta be.
Mhm,
It's because
100%.
Is that why?
You know what? Cubes are just dope.
They're sick
Look.
looking.
Straight up, yeah.
Straight up
Straight up.
sweetness, man.
Yeah. I'd really like to see like, I would love to see a movie where they talk about Celestials.
Yeah.
Kind of just like a little bit more of a backstory because there is so much. They're really limiting. I don't want to say they're limiting. I think they're doing a great job with Marvel characters, but there's so much more to the Marvel universe than just Iron Man and Spider-Man, you know?
So you want them to bring in Galactus? I had
Yes.
to really move my mouth
I
away
want
from the
them to bring in
microphone when I said that.
Galactus. They would have such an amazing.
They need to bring in Taskmaster.
Taskmaster would be dope. Spawn would be dope. Moon Knight would be dope.
Mm-hmm.
Meta Knight would be dope.
Oh yeah.
I think they have so much.
U.S.
to
Agent
explore.
would be dope.
Yes,
That's not Venom, is it?
they would have.
What?
That's not Venom.
U.S. Agent?
Yeah.
No.
No, it's
Well,
not.
No, U.S. Agent is like a
But there's
Captain
an
America
Agent- there's
ripoff.
There's an
Agent Venom is a
yeah,
thing.
okay,
yeah,
okay,
Agent
okay.
Venom is
I was super
Flash
confused for a
Thompson.
second.
Yeah.
But the Agent Venom is not Eddie Brock, is it?
Agent Venom is Flash Thompson.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I like I was saying, there's so much. Like even with Molecule Man, he's not used much, but he is like right next to like Living Tribunal and like the one above all kind of guy. So I hope to see sometime in my lifetime that they make those kinds of movies because there's a lot of mainstream Marvel that they've got out right now, but they would grab such a larger audience if they really explored past
Yeah.
these characters now. It's going to be
You know-
a reach.
Hang on,
It's
hang on,
gonna
hang
be
on.
a huge reach.
Honestly,
I think it'd
though,
be worth it, man.
Squirrel Girl is the character that should have defeated
You know
Thanos.
what? Let me
That clapback
just
is gonna ruin the levels.
like my buddy Jerrod would say. Yeah, I mean, but in all seriousness,
Yeah.
if you explore too much complicated stuff in the universe of the
It can turn
of
people
Marvel,
off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People want what they know. That's why they love the Avengers. People know Iron Man. They know Cap. They know Black Widow. They know Thor.
Yeah.
They know Hulk.
Yeah.
That's what they're comfortable with. People don't like leaving their comfort zone. Why do you think people are so critical of Captain Marvel? This is not normal.
Mhm.
This is not a normal type of movie.
How?
So because a female lead. That's
It's
the
just-
plain and
yeah.
simple. If I'm just gonna.
That's just whacked.
It is.
I
whack.
think it's
so
yeah.
whack. People are used to seeing the big, strong hero dude. You know, they're used to seeing the Black Panthers, the Iron Mans, the Captain Americas. Whereas Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, is literally one of the most powerful beings in the comic world, and people just aren't used to that yet. And I'm not even talking about the deep political issues. I'm just talking about what people are used to seeing on the big screen.
Yeah, people aren't
it's
used to
just not-
seeing Superman, but Superman's a girl. Like that's what it
It's
is.
pretty much that's a good.
You know,
analogy.
there's a version of Tony Stark in Captain
yeah.
America where Tony Stark is a woman. What's
yeah,
her name
I
again?
forget her name.
I
It's
don't.
like it's Natalie Stark. I think it's Natalie Stark.
She invents the Iron
Is
Man
this a-
suit and everything. It's a cool storyline.
And there's
I don't
even a
think I know about
spin-off
that
of,
one.
Like,
It was the new Avengers, I think.
There's one where
okay.
like a girl, like she's like.
Oh,
a
like the
teenage
one,
girl.
like the little girl, like
Well,
who?
Yeah, that's
is
like
like the-
Riri something.
Yeah.
But there's like it's just like parallel universe, comic strings. You know what? We honestly could go on forever and ever about how people might view different aspects of Marvel being introduced into a cinematic world, and I think that's where they have taken such a big step in Marvel to like complete this universe so far.
Oh yeah.
Because they had like so many opportunities to bring in, because in Civil War there were literally like 50 or 60 characters that they could have chosen from.
Yeah.
And they chose.
Well,
no,
because then you got but at that time period the rights issues were still not.
Oh, yeah, well,
I guess.
you
yeah.
didn't have as many options as you think though.
Exactly, but I mean, as far as like.
But I see what you're saying.
I think that they, in my own opinion, I think they played it safe, and I think they did a really great job with it. But I think you're right. You might lose people if you venture out far enough, but you will have those die-hard Marvel comic book fans killing just to get a ticket to go see a movie about the Celestials or about Molecule Man or Galactus even. Bro.
Yes.
There's so much you can do with Galactus.
This is just crazy to me. We were talking about the universe they've built so meticulously.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird that the first Avengers movie came out 7 years ago?
I don't want to talk about it.
And then also
Feeling
too
old
that
for
all
that
these
time.
actors have stayed so invested for a decade.
And they've gotten better too.
Yeah.
It's not like Ben Affleck
Honestly,
where they were.
let me
for
tell you this,
me-
guys. After having the new and improved portrayal of Thor, watching the original Thor, the way he was portrayed, or even Thor in the first Avengers, is like cringy.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I don't want that. I don't want the hammer. Give me Stormbreaker.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is so lame now.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm.
Which is shows that they've done right. That
Yeah.
they've improved these characters. Dude, how whack was Cap's suit in the first Avengers
Oh, it
film?
was bad, man.
When they're
It
in,
was
he's
so
in New York
bad.
City. He's in New York City running around in a plastic tracksuit. It was so bad.
Every one of the characters has gotten better with more time, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, and I think that's kind of like a really kind of symbolic parallel as far as like character development as well, because you see like you were mentioning like in the first Avengers, it's like a bright blue and red and white, and he's like tough guy,
Goofy.
but now like he's wearing like this black like
With a star on his
just like
chest.
Yeah.
yeah
That's
just
it.
like ripped, and it's like, yo, this bro's got a beard. Is he okay? Does he want to talk? Like, I'll hug you.
Obviously, he shaves
You know?
it.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's gone
You know why it's gone?
because he's going back to his former self.
He goes back in time.
No, it's not.
I
oh
hope
my
he goes
gosh,
back in
dude,
time.
no.
I think
It
he goes back in
shows,
time.
I
dude,
want
it's
him to
not
go
because
back
of
in
that.
I
time.
think he goes back in time.
But
we
we all
know he
want
goes
him.
back in time, but that's not why it's shaved. It shows
Why
him
does
in
he shave
present
it?
day.
Why does he shave it?
Because he's
How do you know
becoming the
present
cap.
day?
He's not Captain America
I'm
right
assuming
now.
that it's probably
he's outlaw
gonna-
Steve
You're
Rogers.
yelling really loudly.
Because
Do you see
I
how
feel
calm
strongly
do
about
you see
this.
how calm I am right now? I'm talking so calmly.
Cameron,
I'd like
can
to
you
welcome
go
you back
go
to the
piss
NPR.
off an Uber driver again and leave me alone?
Wow, are you really protective of Captain America? My gosh.
No, but what I'm saying is, hang on. He is not right now at the end of Infinity War. He is not Captain America. He is he's fugitive outlaw Steve Rogers.
Sure.
In this movie, there's going to be a closing the book, an ending chapter of his character. He is going to end as Captain America.
He's gonna die.
He has, probably. He has the star back on his chest. In Infinity War, the star was off his chest.
Yes.
Because he didn't feel he represented the
Do you
values
know why
of
it's back
Cap
on his
anymore.
chest?
But what?
Do you know why it's back on his chest?
Yeah. No. Oh my He doesn't have that suit back in time. He doesn't have the black suit back in time. He just got bested.
No. But dude, okay, I think besides that, in general, there's gonna be
goes back in time.
there's gonna be a time travel aspect.
There
is.
has to be.
There
There's
is.
definitely going to be.
I know there is, but
I
that's
think
not why he
for
shaves
one-
his face.
Okay, fine. You know why he shaves his face?
Because, dude, Cameron, I'm gonna smack
Because
you.
he finally goes back and he goes to see Peggy at that dance and he cleans up.
Oh, that's interesting.
Back in time.
No, that would actually be interesting, though.
He goes to that
I am
dance.
going
I
to
fe-
strike you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cade has officially taken off his glasses. This is what chimpanzees see in nature when other chimpanzees show their teeth. I think Cade wants to fight me. I'll take off my glasses.
I'm gonna start
sir.
throwing my feces
I've
at
taken
you.
I've taken my glasses off. I can't really see.
You
I gotta
finna
close
fight
my
right
left
now?
eye. I gotta close my left eye. I got astigmatism. Listen,
Yeah, me too.
I will
have my
blindly-
eyes open, unlike you.
this is getting oddly symbolic. So listen, I will blindly fight.
I will fight you so
Because-
hard on this, dude.
Listen, let's just both agree.
This is not. We know he goes back in time. That's not why he shakes
okay,
his face.
that's it.
Cap is going back to what he stands for. Gosh, why am I friends with you guys? Gosh, this
You know what? It's a beard, bro.
The psychological breakdown has begun.
You know what? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. He cleans up. He cleans up.
because of his values, not
Exactly.
because he goes back in time.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's not because he goes back in time.
I'll just
And
shove it in your
li-
face
li-
later.
listen. It shows Linda, listen, Linda. When he has his beard shaved, he's at a meeting. Remember when it shows that the shot of the ballparks in
Yeah.
that TV spot?
Yep.
It shows him present day.
Yep.
He has his hair cut. He
Yep.
shaves his beard.
Yeah.
And it's not because he goes back in time.
You don't
That
know.
would have to happen before they go back in time.
It would not.
Okay.
No,
Okay,
I'm
fine.
saying like he would have to have his beard shaven before they went back in time in the movie.
I'm
Because
just
like that I'm assuming like that depressed
Either
all our
way.
friends are dead thing happened before they go back
He
in time in the
looks
movie.
Yeah.
good.
That's what I was saying.
No, but But hang on. His beard was grown after he became an outlaw, not because the friends were dead.
I know. Yeah.
He starts growing his beard right after Civil War.
Mhm. Yeah.
When he
I
goes
know.
to
I was
Gamora.
saying. Yeah, that's what I meant. I meant like
Oh, here's one for you. Okay, I'm sorry. Either way,
I have one question. I have a serious question.
go for it.
May I strike you?
You know what?
Answer that off the air. Anyways, what were you gonna say?
We'll talk about this. Yeah, we'll talk about it. If you want
we're gonna
to,
take this
if you
offline.
If you feel that strongly, bro, go for it. I'm not gonna get physical over a beard.
It's not the beard. It's the principle.
It's time travel.
It's not. I agree they
Do you-
time travel.
okay.
I agree they time travel.
Okay.
I'm just talking about his beard and his values specifically. It's because of that, not because
That's
of the
fine.
time travel.
That's fine.
this is the greatest podcast we've ever done.
Okay, so we have not. I'm excited to see the transition point for Professor Hulk.
Yes.
Yeah,
So much. I just
I'm
wish they
curious.
confirmed that. I wish they would confirm it.
Oh, they have.
Have they though?
Yeah,
Poster.
they
I
basically.
mean, the
have.
poster is like unofficially, officially
But
confirming.
sorry. But when are I'm talking about like when are we going to like what's going to be the turning point for him? Are we going to see like that talk that he has, like that inner
With the
monologue?
Hulk?
You know, yeah.
I think
the
it's
inner
going to be
monologue, yeah.
an
Who knows?
experiment in the movie
That would make
that
sense. We got 3
happens
hours to
and
kill.
it fuses them
There's
together.
3 hours to kill. So who knows what they dig into?
Because I
Maybe
think
they
that like
resurrect- maybe they resurrect Vision in those 3 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
they definitely are.
I'm sure that they're probably going to.
Well, are
we're gonna
they-
see
you
very,
think-
like monotone, gray, literally?
And guys, we haven't even talked about what the
Vision.
3 hours are going to do for Gamora. How they're going to get her back.
That's probably not going to be till the very end.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think
Yeah.
it's going to be like one of those things where it's like.
But how symbolic would it be to have the daughter that was killed by Thanos come back and fight the father of her father that took her out?
Like, are you saying like,
You took so long to say that.
like, are you saying like you want Gamora to be the one who like delivers the finishing blow?
I want Gamora to be
basically?
a part of the finishing blows.
Who's
Yeah.
going to kill Thanos?
I don't know. It's
Is
going to
Thanos
be
even gonna
it's gonna be
die?
Captain Marvel.
Do you think Thanos is
Um,
going to die?
Okay, so
Ultimately,
we talked about this
I-
last episode. We think it'd be interesting if he doesn't, but I think he does, and so does
I think
Jerrod.
he probably will.
Okay.
I think it would probably be best from a narrative standpoint if it was either Captain America or no, not Iron Man.
No?
Or Thor. I mean, Thor is kind of
Thor's
already.
been hurt a lot by him.
Yeah, I
Killed
think
his brother in front of him.
I think
Killed
those
all
are the
of
two
his
that would make
people.
the.
Isn't
Yeah.
he like the last Asgardian?
No, he's not.
No,
Remember,
there's like half of
remember
them left.
The Valkyrie escaped with him. She's going to be in Endgame, rumored.
Well,
Tessa Thompson.
Where's the rest of
He says in the movie like they killed half his people, so you know that some of them survived.
Tessa Thompson, Bianca
And
Creed,
yeah.
Valkyrie.
Where are they,
She's going to be alive.
You don't know where, but he does say specifically it's only half that have been killed by Thanos. So,
Well, because I can only think like
and I'm sure that Valkyrie is alive. I don't know
Half
if
of
it's
the
been.
half got.
Yeah, half of the. It was half of.
math is blowing my mind.
I know it's confusing, but
It was
Well, because I'm trying to think like okay,
Most
so
of the
Surtur
Asgardians- most of-
destroyed Asgard,
most.
Mhm.
Yeah, Surtur put the sword through Asgard the way he
Yeah.
was foretold.
and
he
then
would.
everybody else was on that ship, bro.
yeah,
And
they
then
were all
that
on the
ship
ship.
got blown up, bro.
yes, but he
But
did. There
it
was a.
it says in the movie
Yeah.
that Asgardians escaped
Mhm.
before the ship was blown up.
Thor, when Thor is talking to the Guardians of the Galaxy, he specifically says like Thanos came and killed half his people.
Okay.
So it has to be like half that were left
On the ship.
on the ship.
Okay, I guess.
So
but
yeah,
that was I totally cut you slack on that because they glossed over that.
they did.
so
It was
quickly.
one line of
It was
dialogue,
one
and that
line,
was
that's
it.
I think it would be great to see Shaggy come in and deal the final blows.
The
to Thanos.
bomb.
Are you-
You talking that Shaggy or?
No,
It
Shaggy.
wasn't me.
Have you not seen like the? Have you guys not seen like the Shaggy memes on Instagram?
No.
Is that one now? Oh, I didn't watch that yet.
Yeah, it's just like this one thing, like Shaggy's
He
like
takes
at
on the
10%.
Avengers.
Yeah, it's anyway. I'm sorry, I don't know why I brought that in.
Ultimately, I think
Super
it's
meta.
probably going to be Captain Marvel. That seems to be the direction that
think
they're
it-
going.
yeah.
I would prefer it
She's
if it
gonna
was.
be the new lead of the Avengers, the new Avengers too. It's gonna be her.
Yeah. Personally, I would have liked it if it was one of the originals, but I don't think
Let me
that's
ask
the
you this.
direction
Do
that
they
they're
use
going.
the gauntlet to take him out? Do they use the Infinity Stones? Because could you imagine her
Probably.
power using the Power Stone
Yeah, I would imagine that will be how they take him
holy
out.
crap, dude. That would be insane if she did that.
Yeah.
That would be pretty dope. That would be pretty. You know what? We can speculate for hours on end, but at this time, I don't think we can neither confirm nor deny how Thanos will die. That rhyme done
It's true.
intentionally.
And we'll find out in 6 weeks anyway.
Is it 6 weeks?
Something like that.
April 20.
I'm bad at maths.
April 28th.
I'm gonna. The minute tickets go on sale, I'm gonna get the tickets for all.
Yeah,
of us.
that would be good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Avengers,
I'll just pick a general time for that Friday.
Endgame release
General
date.
time.
April
Just
26th.
Saluted for anyone listening.
April
Again,
26th.
the visual mediums
Yeah.
for an audio forum.
Yeah.
So,
It's the best thing.
You guys, if only you guys could see the picture that I'm looking at. Let me
if only
describe
you
this
guys
for
could
you.
see like the I saw Kade get red. I heard his blood pressure, man. It was crazy. Like, I don't know. Are you okay?
I argue with the people that I love, bro.
I'll pay like out of my own pocket. Just
I'll cover my. I'll pay out of my pocket to cover his copay.
if you just want to talk, bro. I'm here for you.
Should we do like final thoughts on this movie and then move on to like talking about some other stuff? I guess really briefly if we want to.
Yeah, sure. What else do you guys want to?
Oh no.
I enjoyed this movie, and I'm excited to see what she does in Endgame. That's my
Oh.
final statement.
Goose. I want to see if Goose is gonna have.
Oh, Goose should be the one that kills
Goose
Thanos.
should be the one that kills
Also, my other final thought. I really, really hate how Nick Fury lost his eye. That makes
I agree with
was
that.
so
Yeah,
dumb.
that
the dumbest thing ever. A flirkin, really
Yeah, it just comes up and scratches it. Yeah, that was
stupid.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, and but it was the last time we trusted someone, he lost an eye.
I also think it's the best way, because it's like he makes it seem like it's some sort of like,
Yeah.
beat up, or how did he say it? How did Coulson say it? Like he was
Like
like
that he got
tortured?
captured by the
They
Kree
tortured him.
and they tortured him
really
and took his
torture you?
eye.
Pull out your eye because
Like
you wouldn't
burnt
give
his
up the
eye
information?
off or something like that.
I can
yeah.
neither confirm nor deny the claims that you are presenting.
But I think it was really great how they played it out. I like that. That was funny.
Whoa, you kiss your mother with that mouth? One of my favorite Fury lines from Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Language.
Ultimately, I think if I was to rank this movie in terms of the MCU, you guys prepare yourself.
I mean,
Like here, just take your hands, grab onto the bottom of your chair, and just like attach yourself to it because I'm afraid that you're gonna stand up when you hear this. I'm gonna put it at 16 out of 21.
Did you smell Sharpies before we watched this
16
movie?
out of 20.
I put it in 16th out of 21. I think it was.
So do you have?
Do you
Okay,
have
no.
21
Hang on.
21 points
Do you
that
really
you
have
rate
it?
movies
Do you
for?
have it below Dark World?
No, I have it above Dark World.
Do you
My
have it
bottom
below-
five.
Do you have it below Thor?
I have it above Thor.
Okay, so what are the?
I have
ones
it-
after it.
I have it above.
Give me 17 to 21 right now.
17 to 21. Thor, the first Thor, Thor, the Dark Thor.
Iron Man 2, Iron Man.
Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, and the Incredible Hulk.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what's 16 through 11?
What?
Sorry, 15 through 11.
15 through 11 would probably be. I haven't really thought it out completely, but I think Captain America, the first Captain America, probably comes a little bit above this first
Wow.
Avenger.
So wait, is 21 the best, or was 1 the best?
No,
21 is the
last place.
lowest.
Okay, so what's first?
First
No,
for
hang on. Do 15 through 10 right now.
I'm gonna say first Avenger.
Whack.
I'll put both of the Ant-Mans kind of back to back.
Double whack. Oh my gosh. What are you thinking?
I'm trying to think of what else. Hold on, let me
What's like?
let me pull it up because I
You know what? I don't. Think
opening up IMDb,
I don't have like the.
giving a little bit of the old commentary on what I'm doing.
I don't have like the mental capacity.
Gotta
to
search
put-
for
like, Yeah,
Marvel.
there's crappy Marvel movies, but it's.
To
Like,
rank them all?
Cinematic
yeah,
Yeah, I know what
can't
you're
rank
saying.
them, bro.
I
mean,
have to rank everything. It's the only way that I can survive.
I think one of like my favorite ones right now, obviously. Is
Jerrod, are you one of those
Endgame.
guys that like if I called you for computer help, you'd ask me if I restarted it 3 times?
Look, have you turned it off and on again? That's the biggest question. Look, I get like calls at work from people telling me, "Oh, like the platform is broken." And the first thing that I tell them is clear the cache. And let me tell you, 90% of the
90%
time
of
it
the
works.
time?
Yes.
That's
Hold
who you
on.
remind me of.
That one has 50 titles on
That
there.
one guy.
Moss from the IT crowd.
Oh, he finished your sentence. He knew that was coming. Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, here we go. I got it pulled up. So, ones that I put above it were, Captain America: First Avenger, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man, Age of Ultron, and Homecoming.
Except for the Ant-Mans, I agree with those being ahead of Captain Marvel.
I think Ant-Man is okay.
Sorry,
I think Ant-Man is fine too.
Dude,
I think
Ant-Man is a sitcom in the Marvel universe, is what it is.
it is.
I think Luis needs to have his own movie.
Please don't.
What? So I was
Michael
like, yo, this guy
Pena.
told me this, and I was like, wait, what?
I think we need
Like,
to.
yo,
I
we
think
gotta
we need
ask
to
some
get a
kind of walls, we
recap. I think we need to get a recap in Endgame of
Yeah.
Luis telling everything
No,
that
my-
happened up to this point.
My grandpa died, and my dad got deported. But I got the van, though.
Yeah, so ultimately, just for me, I think it kind of falls into like the mid-range Marvel movies, but I think it was kind of lower tier with me. Right? It's not one of the bad ones, and I still liked watching it, but I think that it's probably, at least where I'm putting it right now, is towards the lower tier, the mid-range one, because I feel like this could have been so much better. And that's maybe why I even put Ant-Man above this, because the Ant-Man movies, I think, are probably about as good as they can be in terms of what they're doing.
Yeah.
I feel like this could have been much better than what it was. So ultimately that kind of drops it down, because I feel like the ceiling for this was much higher than some of the movies that I've placed in the same general area of it.
Yeah.
So
Well-
as far as like origin stories go, how would you say? This
Yeah,
is?
the origin story was fantastic, I thought. They weaved it very well.
I was okay with it. I didn't love all of the storytelling choices that they made.
I
Just with the-
mean-
You know what? How about you go out and make a better movie? All right.
Okay.
Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it would turn out
If
very
you guys could
poorly.
see
Turn
Cameron,
out real bad.
His face is red. Oh, no, he just threw the chair. He just threw the chair. Broke the window. Cam, you broke the window. Will you stop it?
Was it the chair or was it the basketball?
Careful.
I think
I mean,
yeah, and I think that there's better ways to.
Okay.
I think there are just better origin stories. I think there's
I'm sorry, Jerrod. I
just
love you,
better
wanna see
storytelling
Spider-Man
formats than
origin
having the entire thing be like lost memory and flashbacks. I feel like it's not my favorite thing, and I feel like it's been done like in the Bourne movies. I feel like it's better. And ultimately,
Yeah.
what was the Bourne movie with the most flashbacks? It was the third one, right?
It was
Ultimatum.
Ultimatum.
And
Ultimatum.
that's generally considered to be
Well, did the
the
fourth
worst
have any?
one. No,
They
I
didn't
don't.
have
I
any?
don't think that.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. Jason Bourne is the worst one, but
Supremacy was.
I think Jason Bourne's going to be the one to kill Thanos.
remember Matt Damon's role in
pretty
Ragnarok?
Whack. Supremacy was pretty whack.
Yeah, I think he should come back. What?
Supremacy was whack.
Oh
No, I disagree with that.
Are we going to see an Odin?
Oh, what do you
Oh.
mean?
Are we going to see him ever again?
No,
He's
Odin's dead.
Dead.
Bro,
Why would
we have known people just that die that come
Bro,
back?
Anthony
Hopkins
Hopkins
is
is never
done.
doing another one of these?
Yeah, he's over it.
Yeah,
I
there's
wanna
no
see-
chance.
I want to see an OG Odin, bro.
Like when he's wrecking with Hela. Yeah, that would have been sick. When he's wrecking all
Sick.
them peasants.
But I feel like you could even like recast for that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Do you think in like 20 years they're going to redo all this?
Probably.
Sick.
Maybe.
I wouldn't be shocked if
Well,
they did.
Fellas, this was a great movie.
Yeah.
This obviously this is kind of the second part of our 3-part symposium of
What's gonna be the
episodes.
third part?
Endgame. It's a 1-2-3 punch, bro.
Well, I think. Well, I mean, that'll be just part 1 of Endgame. Or we?
guess
Oh,
that's
I
true.
guess. Well, I mean, I guess we've kind of.
We did it. We did. Hang on. We did a Captain Marvel prep. We've reviewed Captain Marvel, and now we get to look forward to Endgame.
So we're doing like an Endgame prep.
I'm sure we
I
will.
think we've done Endgame.
We've
prep.
done a lot of
We've
preparation
basically-
for Endgame. So now it's a hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, here at the point of view,
We need to
pod,
see
let me wait
Shazam!
faster.
Exclamation
Wait, oh,
point.
gosh.
Shazam! Exclamation point.
Shazam. Well, on that note, everything we tell you here at the Point of View podcast is true.
From a certain point of view.
Yes, from a certain point of view.
I like
Did
Cameron,
those movies.
I do love
Star
those.
Wars
I
movies?
love Star Wars.
You know what? I love the casting on those movies.
Yeah.
Did you know Chuck Norris was in Star Wars?
Didn't he play Stormtrooper?
No, he played the Force.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I hate this joke.
Oh, God dang it. I played into it a little bit. Yeah.
That's my favorite one. I'll tell
Well,
it again and again.
of
I don't
course, my name is Kade Lee. We have Mr.
care. Cameron Carmichael.
and
Jerrod Harkins.
Finally said his last name.
Oh, dude, finally.
Finally
You
said his
didn't
last
tell me what
name.
your last name was when I asked. Like,
Yeah, I
a week
didn't.
ago.
Did I?
We will catch you all after Avengers Endgame. Have a good night,
Peace.
everybody.